it really gave me an insight of what it looked like to live here. And that's when I was like, wow, like, oh shit, it's the moment of truth.
The moment of truth. Hey guys, this is Steven here. Welcome to this video, and I have a very special guest with me on today's video. His name is Leon. He's 22 years old. He has a successful 7-figure online business. I'm gonna let Leon just like introduce yourself. So Leon, tell these guys about a bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna give you a quick story of a long story. So what happened was, I'm 22 years old, and when I finished school, I didn't want to go into studies immediately, so I decided I want to spend a year abroad or do anything. And especially, I'm from Germany, so especially in Germany, it's very popular to just go abroad to Australia or New Zealand. And I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was like super cool and super unique to do something like that. And I just did it. And then once I got here, I actually noticed there's so many Germans here. So you're gonna meet a lot of Germans here, which is cool.
And you were like 18 when this happened?
Yeah, I was 18.
Nice.
I was about to turn 19. And then I came to Australia by myself because I wanted to learn English, just challenge myself and just get out in the world, just leave home for a bit and I wanted to go for an adventure. So I was a backpacker here, so I was on a working holiday visa, and what that means is you just get a working permit for your year here, and you do jobs like construction work, or you help out in restaurants, simple jobs like that. And you travel, so you save up money and then you travel somewhere, and that's what I did as well. I worked as a construction worker here. I worked as a dishwasher here, washing dishes in a really nice restaurant here in Sydney. And I spent most of my time here in Sydney, and I absolutely fell in love with the country.
Nice. So like, how do you, like, maybe for some of the people who like interested in getting like a working holiday visa, like how did you, for those of you who don't know, like a working holiday visa is like a special visa that Australia has an agreement with about 10 or 15 countries, and the people from this country can take like a year where they can like travel and work in Australia at the same time.
I think it's actually more countries than that.
Okay, probably more countries. So that's one of the visas that Leon came here on. So Leon, like, how did you like get started with the visa? Was it relatively like straightforward to get the visa?
Yeah, it's pretty easy because there's so many people that do it, and it's pretty straightforward.
Cool.
So it's just general preparation of like getting a
documents done.
Yeah, I don't even know if you have to get documents done. I don't think it's that complicated. It's actually
like
really
your passport and you like get the visa.
No, you just have to do it online as well. You have to apply for it, and it has to be
cool. So it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Right. And maybe like talk about a little bit about like when you got here for the first time, was it easy for you to like get a job? I know that's like one of the like top priorities for like people who come here on a working holiday visa. They're probably like short of funds and like want to start making some money as soon as possible. So was that easy for you? Like how did you like go about doing it?
Yeah, it is not that hard. Like back then it seemed like a big challenge to me because I was 18. I was, my English wasn't as good as it is now. And my vocabulary was fine, but actually speaking English 24/7, that was like completely new to me, and it wasn't too hard. Like if you go to a big city like Sydney, and there's so many people that look for backpackers that can just do some quick and easy work, and it can be quite competitive though, so you have to make sure that you're better than everyone else. It is really competitive sometimes. So, but I'm a competitive guy, and it was actually pretty, like, I don't want to brag, but it was actually really easy for me. But for some people it can be quite challenging. But it's totally doable, I'd say. Like, I don't think what's not going to happen is that you're going to come here and then it's like you can't find a job and you have to go home. Like, you're going to find a way.
Have you heard of anyone that happened to?
Yeah, but just people that pretty much like gave up too quickly, or they don't have enough like grit to be like,
got it.
Oh man, like I'm going through a tough time now, I'm gonna have to push through. They're just like, oh, I want to go back home.
Got it.
Most people won't be, so they'll find a way, and
most people
fine,
are cool.
so.
Hopefully people watching this video are cool enough to like try this out for the first time. So that was nice. So you came here, you started doing odd jobs, and did you like travel a lot about Australia? Like where did you go? The places that you visited?
So out of the 12 months, I spent 9 months here in Sydney because I love the city so much, and I built like a circle of friends, and I actually met a girl here, an Australian girl. Don't do that. Try to avoid that because that caused a lot of problems for me later on. But I'm gonna get to that later.
Sure. We'll get to that.
And I was traveling 3 months out of the year. And I went up the East Coast. I went through the outback. Like I did a whole road trip with my sister. She came from Germany just to visit here to travel with me. We went from Sydney to Melbourne, Adelaide, up to Alice Springs, and then from there up to what is it called again? Can't remember. Like a smaller city in Queensland.
Nice.
I think Townsville.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. And
so how long
yeah.
did you do that for? Like, was it like a few months or like?
that one trip
Yeah.
was by car. That was like 6 weeks, I think.
Alright, cool. So like
Yeah,
the
it was a
entire
lot of
year
traveling, yeah.
that you were here in Australia, you traveled for maybe like 2 months or something?
3 months.
3 months, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
the rest of the time you were just like working.
Yeah.
Alright, nice.
Yeah.
And like, what was like the first thing that really like you liked about Australia? Something that really like stood out for you compared to like Germany? That's where you're from, right? So what was something that you like really liked? Maybe top 3 things that you like liked about Australia that you're like, wow, this is like awesome.
Definitely the weather.
Yeah.
People underestimate what the weather in a country actually does to your whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like in Germany, there's so many restrictions because of weather. Because people are not motivated to go out. It's like there's not much to do. Like everyone from Germany knows that. Like when it's rainy, like just stay home.
Yeah.
I mean, people still go out and do stuff, but it's a pain in the ass. And like here, you can like just look at this weather here. Like that's what it is like all the time. And even in winter, the winters are actually sunnier than the summers. Like I don't know if you know that, but like in winter it usually doesn't rain. Like it only rains in summer here in Sydney, and like you have so many possibilities. Like there's so many more days out of the year where you can actually do stuff and enjoy your life and go to the beach and stuff like that. And over the whole period of your life, that affects your life so much. And yeah, also just the lifestyle. Like Aussies seem to be more like enjoying their life more. Like they
outgoing and they like to do stuff.
Yeah.
And the weather kind of like allows that to happen as well, right?
That's the thing. The thing. And yeah.
Okay, right. So the weather was like one thing. Maybe we'll get some beautiful shots of Sydney in the video just to show you guys how beautiful it actually is.
Yeah.
So like apart from the weather, was there anything else that you like really liked about Sydney? Maybe the people, like the way things are set up, or like
just the lifestyle in general. Because it's so much more beautiful. Everything is so much more beautiful. Like even like the architecture here, or there's so many nice parks here.
Yeah.
It's just everything is way more beautiful than in Germany. In Germany, I have the feeling that I haven't been to that many cities in Germany that are actually beautiful. But like most cities, they're not really beautiful, and like I feel like the government doesn't put in a lot of work into making things look beautiful. It's just all functional, like
But
whereas here, it's like they build stuff for it to look beautiful as well, and for you to be like, wow, this is amazing to be here.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like just the whole lifestyle, and especially when I met my girlfriend, it was that's when I really got to know the lifestyle here, because she was local, her family was local, and just getting to know her family and all that stuff, it really gave me an insight of what it looked like to live here. And that's when I was like, wow, like, because the life from a backpacker is different from someone that actually lives here. And she showed me around, and yeah, I just saw the real side, the real, what do you call it? Like the real
side of like living,
the real side of
living life
of,
in Australia.
Yeah.
And what were some of the things that were different, like compared to like living life as a backpacker and like living life with your girlfriend who's like a local out here in Australia? So what were some of the things that really like you saw once you like lived life from that perspective?
Yeah. So back then, by the way, she was my girlfriend. Now she's officially my partner.
Okay.
Just want to mention that.
Yeah, nice.
What was definitely different was that you're really around more local people, because when you're a German backpacker, and a backpacker in general, you'll always be surrounded by backpackers, and because you're in hostels, and then you go to the main attractions in the city. Like people always try to avoid these attractions, of course, but you're always going to come across backpackers. Whereas now that I live here, and once I met my partner, I actually, I didn't see any backpackers anymore. Like it's like they're not here anymore. Yeah. Sometimes I see them, but I'm like, it's pretty rare. So that's a complete difference, definitely.
Exactly.
And
so like anything else with regards to like the Australian culture, Australian way of living life that is like different from what you experienced and that you've come to appreciate?
There's a lot of small things.
Yeah, just maybe talk about a few of the small things that.
They're way more outgoing and easygoing and like chatty, and it's, you know, when you're in the supermarket standing in line, just chatting to someone is a lot more normal than what it would be like in Germany, for example.
Yeah.
And just the beach lifestyle. Like there's so many amazing beaches where, you know, we would go for a 2-week vacation and fly out to Spain somewhere, or to Turkey or something, to really enjoy like 2 weeks of beach. Here we have that every day. It takes me like 10 minutes to get to like a really nice beach, Coogee Beach, and I can be around that all the time. And after a while, you take it a bit for granted. You end up not going that much, but like
I live near the
it's
beach
so
right
nice,
now.
and it's, I wouldn't want to miss it now. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go back
I
at
know.
all.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about like being so like used to like around beautiful beaches and parks, and like
Yeah.
you tend to after a while not like realize it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's why it's important to go back sometimes and be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's so nice here. Yeah.
it sucks out here. It's so much better out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get that.
Yeah.
All right. So you've talked about like your story about like transitioning from like a backpacker into like living with your girlfriend back then, who's now your partner, and also like since you moved from Germany, and it probably would have been challenging for you to like learn English. I know that's a thing that a lot of people struggle with or want to like overcome. And
Yeah.
like right now, as you can like listen, like you have pretty good English. So how did you like to make that transition from like not knowing English at all, or like at what level were you before moving to Australia, and like how are you now? How would you
Yeah.
like rate yourself, and how did you make that
Yeah.
transition?
So I was actually fine. I had just had a really strong German accent.
Okay.
And when I started talking, I just realized, oh God, I don't know how to say this. And it's like, you know,
Yeah.
then you have to change the sentence and you're like,
Yeah.
you know.
You need to be like, conscious about what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
That restricts your ability. to
Yeah, and you
express
don't want to say
yourself.
something wrong and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
what really helped me was getting around local people, because especially Germans, any backpackers pretty much, like, you know, if you have Italian backpackers or French backpackers,
Yeah.
they always hang out with like-minded people that are like from the same country.
The local
So,
community. Right?
yeah, it's like
just easier.
it's just easier, and it's so comfortable to fall back into that and like not hang around other people that where you have to speak English with them.
Yeah.
But getting around locals, like Australian locals or even Americans, people that
Have better
grew
English than you.
they grew up with that language, because
Yeah.
what also happens is that there's German, like I met a few Germans that were just traveling together, and they were hanging out with each other constantly, but they spoke English with each other to like practice it. And I don't think that helps that much. Like you get more fluent with the English that you have at that moment,
Yeah.
but your English won't improve, because if you talk to someone that doesn't have better English than you, it's like you won't improve. Like it's just
Exactly,
logical.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, definitely get around local people that were born speaking English, because that's when you
Yeah.
really pick up what they're saying. And just I tried really hard to get rid of my German accent.
Okay.
It's still there, and I'm fine with it. I don't want to like totally get rid of
I
it.
barely
But
notice it though.
yeah, but you're not a local guy. Like when
Yeah.
a local guy notices, like, I think you have an accent, like, you know,
Yeah,
and
they
you
can
can
fix it.
definitely hear it. Like I can hear it from myself as well.
Yeah.
But it's really tiny. Like
Yeah, you've like reduced it over a period of
yeah,
time, right?
yeah. And what I did was just I just listened to how they said things, and then I would literally like walk around, like let's say I walk to a bus stop, and I would like try to pronounce it how they said it, and like
Yeah.
really like find a way to do it.
Yeah.
Like it was so embarrassing to me. I was like, oh, I can't say it the way they say it.
Yeah.
But over time, you know, you get comfortable actually saying it in a conversation with them, and they, you know, it's not like, it doesn't sound too weird.
Yeah.
And then you keep using it.
Yeah.
For example, an O, like in Germany you say O. You know, you say ocean. Now I say ocean, and it's this little different in the O. That's like, like now it's normal for me to say O. Like I have to force like O.
Okay.
So that's something that I you know, when I said, oh, I'm going home now, like now it sounds weird to me, but like I had to practice like, I'm going home now.
Okay.
And that was like, in the first times I said that was like weird, and I didn't want
Yeah.
people to be like, hey, what did you just say? Like,
Yeah.
But over time, like you really you practice these little nuances, and it's like becomes normal.
Oh, exactly. So the first step is like to become aware of like you have a slight accent and these are the areas that you need to work upon.
Yeah.
And then you just practice it a few times and then like it starts getting normal to you.
Yeah.
And then once you start using it in conversations with other people, that's when it's like really gets
Yeah.
embedded in you and you like, internalize it, right?
And it's like a super long process. Like I'm still doing it now.
Yeah.
Where when my partner says fruit, she like when I say fruit, it's like fruit. But she says like the R is like longer and like it rolls more like rrr. Like, and I try to say it like that, like, you know, and I'm like fruit. I'm still practicing these little words, and you know, once you have the R down, there's so many words that you can say because the R is like everywhere, or the O. Like once you have these little letters down of how they pronounce them, it's just a long process of like, you know, constant improvement, and I still keep doing that. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right, so those are some quick tips on like improving your English from Leon. So now we talked about like your backpacker story. We talked about like you improving your English. Now, what happened like at the end of like your working holiday visa? Like, how did you like? Did you have to go back to Germany, or like what happened?
Yeah. So that's what happened. So that's why I said you have to be like don't get an Australian partner here, because what happens is that you're going to run into some trouble because you're going to have to leave the country, and that's what happened to me. And it was really tough. Not only because I love the country here and I love the lifestyle and I really got to know what it looks like to live here, but of course I had my partner, I had my friends here, I had my, you know, my partner's family, who I consider to be my family back then already, because they were just like so welcoming. And it was like, okay, now I have to leave now. And I was procrastinating, like finding a solution until it actually happened, and then it just hit me and I had to leave the country. And then it just like, it was a shock, and I had to go back to Germany. I had to live back with my parents again, and then, you know, and I just absolutely hated it. I was super miserable, and like there's probably a lot of people that go through that, because, you know, so many people want to live here and they go travel here and then they have to go back, especially Germans. Like I think there's a lot of Germans that can definitely relate to what I'm talking about here. And the thing is that back then, we didn't know, me and my partner, we didn't know that there would be something like a partner visa. So my plan was to just build a business that allows me to make money online and come here on a tourist visa so I could see her. And that took me a whole year, and I actually did it. So it was a really tough period of my life, because I've never built a business. I never even wanted to build a business. Like, but that was the only thing I could come up with, because it's too expensive to study here for me. I couldn't afford it, and I didn't see any other options. And I didn't, like, you know, we didn't know about the partner visa. So and I don't think we could have applied back then because we weren't together for long enough.
Alright.
So we did the long distance relationship thing, and we made it through. That's the good thing. So on like a year later, I was able to come back here on a tourist visa, and we went to a migration lawyer, and then we looked at our options, and he said, why don't you apply for a partner visa? And we were like, okay, what does that involve? And then, you know, we did that, and now we've applied. We haven't gotten back yet, so there could still be a bad ending. But like, I've been here for, like, since I came back, I've been here for like 14 months now.
When did you come back? That was like
December 2016.
So you got here when you were 18. You returned back when you were like,
when I was 20.
20.
Yeah, when I just turned 20.
And now you're 22.
Yeah, now
so
I'm 22.
You've been living for like 2 years. Does that make sense?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, it does.
So I've been here for 14 months now, and like, living here, having an apartment here, and living here as if I would be a permanent resident already, because I got like, once we applied for the partner visa, I got a bridging visa until they've decided if I get the visa or not, and then you pretty much get all the rights that you need. So I still have my business. Actually, I sold it now. It really kept on growing, and I've got more and more ambitious with it. It really was just for me to come back here, but then once I actually saw it working, I was like, why not do this bigger? Like, why not, you know? And now I'm like fully into this whole like building businesses and stuff, because it created so much freedom in my life that I, like, you know, built it up to 7 figures, and actually sold it now. It's still in the transfer phase, so it's not fully sold yet. but yeah,
that's awesome, man. That's really inspiring. So maybe
Yeah,
like for someone else who's like in a similar position, he's like on a working holiday visa, or like he also wants to start his own online business like how you did. Maybe quickly talk about like what really like motivated you to like get started. Was it just like coming back to like Australia? Was it, like that determined that you just wanted to get here no matter what?
Yeah, so what happened was that I said to my partner, I'm going to find a way back here no matter what. Like, I'm going to find a way. It's going to be fine. Because she was, obviously she was destroyed as well. Like, she was super worried as well. And but I told her, it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. There's going to be obstacles, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it through. And making that promise to her was really like, okay, what's the other option? Like, be like, oh no, I don't feel motivated to work. Like, that was really like such a fire under my ass. There was no other option. It was really tough because there's so much stress involved and so much worry. Like, I wouldn't rely on that my whole life, or whenever you want to build a business, but that was really good to get me started. And yeah, definitely coming back here, being with my girlfriend again, being with her here physically, and yeah, seeing my friends here again, and of course the lifestyle as well.
Cool. So you really like made that commitment first that I'm going to get you no matter what. Then you like, okay, I'm going to start a business. I'm just going to push through no matter what.
Yeah.
And then you figured stuff out on the way, right?
Yeah, I think like it can be really hard to get back here because this country has strong requirements. They don't let anyone in just because they want to, and I wish it was like that way. And I definitely wished it back then. I was like, why is it like that? Like, I felt like the system was against me. But what people have to understand is that there are these laws, there are these requirements, and they want you to give value to the country if you come here. So you can hate it, but the fact is you have to do it. So you have to find a way. Like, even if it means getting a specific job that they need here because they have a list of jobs, if you have that skill, you can come here. Like, even doing something like that, it's like, yeah, you have to put in the work. You have to find a way and really just like
do what it takes,
stick with it. Yeah.
If you really want to if you really want to like do it and like live here, like you find a way no matter what. Like, there's always like ways, different options that you can go through. It's just a question of like persistence, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, me and my partner, we were lucky that there was this visa option. But like, I would have found another way, and I did. I mean, I was here on a tourist visa, 6 months. And that allowed me at least to be here for 6 months. So there are ways, definitely. And if you have an online business that makes money online, no matter where you are, you can come here, and it has to be a business that pays well, because Australia is expensive. And there are businesses like that. It is a reality. That's a lot of people. I know a lot of people now, Stephen included, that have an online business that makes them money, and it's like, it is possible. It's more possible than ever, and it is hard, but it's so possible. If you want to do it, you will do it. Like, if you really want it, it's like, people don't understand that.
Exactly. So what are some of the tips like for people who want to get started, maybe want to like start an online business? Like, how do they get started? What do they like, read some books or visit some resources? Like, what is some like direction you can give to someone who wants to get started on that journey, wants to explore going down the same route that you did?
I think it really comes down to surrounding yourself with the right people again, because your current friends or your family, they probably don't know what this is all about. They probably don't know a way of how to make money online. Otherwise, you probably know as well. So you got to surround yourself with those people. You got to look online if there's meetups for that, and like you mentioned, read books and really get into that, because there's people that have really successful businesses that have done this for decades, and they write books about it that you can read, and they're gonna have videos online, they're gonna have trainings and all that stuff. So it always seems a bit shady for people that are not into that stuff, but like, they really teach you what to do, and it's like, people can do it. And there's so many business models, like for example e-commerce. I'm in e-commerce that are so proven to work. Like, it's just, if you follow the steps, it will work, because so many other people are doing it, and there's also so many other people that are teaching how to do it. So it's finding a business is not about like finding this right idea that you have to like start a startup or whatever. But like, there's so many proven business models that just work. For example,
Yeah, maybe like talk about 3 or 4 of them so that people just have some
there's
ideas of what's out there.
stuff like e-commerce, drop shipping, affiliate marketing. You can do freelance work even. You can become a freelancer, someone that builds a website for something. You might say like, oh, I don't know how to build websites. Yeah, but that's your job to learn that.
Yeah.
And there's, you got to put in the work. You can't be like,
you gotta
okay,
put in the work. Yeah.
So it's like, think about it in like a year time. Like, what can you accomplish in a year? Like this year, you could learn how to do this or learn how to do that. And it's like, in a year's time, you can build a business that makes money online and allows you to travel somewhere. I did that. I know other people that did it. I met another friend, and he actually helped me a lot to build this business. He told me about this business model that I now have, and he was on the same journey, and he also just started out. We did it together. We moved in together. We were like best friends because we were on the same path, and everyone else didn't get what we were doing, but we got it. Like we hung out with each other, and we pushed each other. We helped each other, and he did it as well. He actually got a bit further than me because within a year he actually generated he within a year he made his first $1 million in revenue.
Nice.
And it's in revenue. It's not in your pocket. Definitely not. But it's still like a huge achievement, and it's so possible. Like there's nothing that other people can't do that that he did. And I almost did the same thing. It wasn't $1 million in euros. Like for him it was euros, but it was $1 million Australian dollars. So that was in my first 12 months. And because I put in the work, there was no other option for me. And yeah, surround yourself with the right people and look for proven business models. If you're just starting out, find something that already works for other people and do it as well. And then later you can move into something which what I do now as well is, something that doesn't exist yet, that, something that's new, something that's fresh, something that's really cool where you think this is something you're passionate about, that's something that's going to change people's lives or like really help other people.
So I totally get where you're coming from, like surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are like on the same journey as you are, or maybe a little bit ahead of you. That really
that's
helps.
even better.
It really helps, yeah.
That's even better. If you can be around those people, even better. Do that.
That's why
definitely.
I try and hang out with Leon.
We're definitely like
doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think we're totally on the same level, man.
Cool. So like you're talking about like now moving into something that you're more passionate about. So maybe like talk to people about like what you're working on currently
So I've built this first business, and it really allowed me to learn how business works, like fundamental lessons of business, because starting a business, nobody knows what that actually is once they get into it and once they actually do it, because there's just fundamental rules that you learn that apply to any business, and I've learned that now. And honestly, this e-commerce business has been not my favorite thing to do. It's the opposite. It's like I really hated doing it.
But you still did it.
Yeah, because I had to. That was the only option. That's fine too. Like if you need money and you just do it for the money, that's fine too. Because if you need money, go get it. Yeah, it's like, you don't want to start something super passionate where you don't know if it's going to work and you're dead broke and you need money.
Money's like oxygen, right?
It is.
You don't know until like you don't have any money. That's when you feel it. Right?
And I don't know who's listening. Like they might not be business. They're not business owners. They're people that are listening. So I'm gonna have to clarify that we don't try to get money because we're greedy or because we're like, and I'm not bragging here, like 7 figures, yeah, cool. But like, I want to make this really clear. Money is so important for your life that if you don't have it, it's gonna hurt everyone around you as well.
Exactly.
Because I knew my partner, she was waiting for me. She wanted me to come back here, and money made that possible. And money is such a great thing that you need, that is so important. That
just makes everything easier, right?
Yeah, and it makes it possible. Like, just think about how many problems there are in families because of lack of money. Because the parents can't like go make some fucking money because and the kids suffer. And it's like, oh yeah, but we're not greedy. It's like, no, you're just not taking care of your children, or you're not, So I just want to clarify that money is nothing bad. Like people that think money is bad, you probably shouldn't start a business, because what business actually like. How business actually works is that not all businesses, but usually businesses make money because they provide something that is valuable to other people. And that's and I didn't make money from stealing people's money or like tricking people. I had some really cool products that were better than my competitors, that where people are like, wow, I'm so glad I bought this one because it really is that's everything I need. And I put a lot of work into my product because I knew that if I provide the best product where people are super happy, then I'll get money. And that's the only real way to make money. I mean, there's other ways to make money, but the majority is you got to provide something good. And that's what I want to move into now. You just touched on that. So now I actually want to start a business. Now that I have the money, I'm not like super rich or whatever, but like I don't have to worry about money right now. So I want to start get into something now that actually helps people a lot, because I know that there's a lot of people that want to start businesses or that want to, move their life to the next level. And what really helped me was meeting that one guy that I talked about before, the guy that we hung out, that was on the same path, where we hung out together, where we moved in together. And without him, I probably wouldn't have made it. Like we supported each other so much because we were like-minded people on the same path, and we were friends instantly because of that. And I would just wish there would be more like that, because that me and Steven that we met, we were really lucky.
Exactly.
And we're really happy that we met because we were like-minded as well, And there's only a few other guys that we know, and they're really hard to find where we really click with them. Like when we talk about business or things like that, they get it, and we're like, it's normal to be around it. But whereas if I hang out with other people, they don't even know what I'm doing. They don't even know what we're doing here, recording a video.
Exactly.
Like they can't relate at all. And if they ask me what do you do today, I'm like, yeah, just work. It's like, I can't really talk about anything. So what I want to do now is I want to build a community for people like that. I want to find other like-minded people that are really taking action and want to build a business and want to bring their life to the next level. Not just talking about it or but guys that are actually doing it, because there's a lot of people that talk about it and they want to do it, but the percentage of people that actually do it is really low. And I want to find these people and bring them all together, and then really create a tribe and like a brotherhood, or like a whole movement of people coming together and like finally being able to not be so lonely, because it's a really lonely journey starting your own business. Nobody's there to support you other than other people that are doing it as well. So that's why I want to build that community, and that's my next project.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there'll probably be a link in the description where you can like subscribe to Leon's channel. He does like awesome videos on YouTube where he gives out goes into detail about like building his business and the kind of strategies and tools that he used to build that business. So you can click the link in the description and can move on to his channel if you're interested in what you're saying. I know like a lot of people may be listening to this but not actually into business. So do you think like everyone should start a business? Because there's some people who say like, oh, you should start a business, but I actually don't think that everyone should start a business, because
me too.
Some people might have like a happy life where they are at the moment, right?
Yeah.
They may be like having like a full-time job, they're making good money, they have like a family.
Yeah.
So do you think like is it like you have to do a business, or like there are other ways as well?
Nah, there's definitely what do you mean other ways as well?
Like other ways to just like have a good life, like
I think business is definitely the best one, because you control everything. And that's the best. I couldn't think of a better way to make money. And again, making money is just to like create freedom in your life and help other people in your life, because my goal is really to create wealth where I can also help other people. In my family, I can take care of my family if they're struggling with money. That's like a big motivator for me as well. And business is definitely the best way. And there's a lot of people that think they couldn't do a business, but they actually can, and that would be the best thing for them if they would just be themselves. But there's definitely other great ways to live a good life and live a life of freedom, because everything is becoming more free. Like there's so much freelance work as well. Freelance work is like work where you're self-employed, where you still trade hours for money. So you do a service, like you work for someone, but you do it online and you can do it from anywhere. For example, in my e-commerce business, I have 2 people that work with me that do work for me, but one of them is in Cambodia. It's a German woman in Cambodia.
Nice.
And some other guy from the Philippines. And they can work from anywhere as well. So that's also a way to have freedom. But I think business is definitely the best way, because you don't trade your hours for money. But if you have something that you love, like for example, my partner, she loves working with kids. She's a very social person. For her, building a business, I don't think that would be the right way. And if it would be a business, then it would have to be something with people, where she has people around her. She's a really social person. She needs people around her. She loves kids. That's definitely the right path. And I think there's also a lot of people that want to start a business, that say they want to start a business, but they just do it because they think it's cool, or they like the status of it, but it's actually not the thing for them. They would actually be way better off with a simple job where they can just enjoy their life, because business is tough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. It's like, hey, I'm going to start a business, but there's actually a lot of like hard work and effort that goes into like building a business and like leasing products. So if you think that's like something that's in you, you have that drive, then like definitely check out Leon's channel. He's got some great tips on that. And when he was talking about freelancing work, just a few examples. So even if you're like a computer programmer and you have really good like coding skills, you can get onto like sites like Upwork.com and just put out your profile and just mention that, hey, I have such and such coding skills, and you might have like people like hiring you, or you can even like apply for like open positions out there, and you can just earn some like passive income at the side if that's what you're interested in doing. So there are different ways to go about doing it. There's not just one path that you can follow. There's different ways to go about doing it. So yeah, we covered I think your story and like from where you like first entered Australia and now you're living in Australia. Is there anything that you found like challenging, like when you first made the move to Australia and started living here? Something that was like different from like Germany, or something that you find like challenging and that you had to overcome? There must be like challenges around like moving to a new country for the first time.
Yeah, there are challenges. So language, that wasn't too bad for me. But there's all these little things that you have to learn
for the first time, right?
Yeah. For example, taxes. How do taxes work in this country? Like these are all the things that you learn, but you learn them over time. Or even like, getting an apartment here. What are the
How do you like get rent?
What are the rules here? What's the system here? And that's or even like driver's license. Like, how does it work with the driver's license here? Or, I have a motorcycle now, and the way to get a motorcycle license is way different than it is in Germany. Like in Germany, you do a whole course, you take lessons, you go to like a driving school, and then you have to like take lessons where you pay for the lessons. It's actually quite expensive, and then you, at the end when you, what do you call that? When you finish your exams or whatever, and you pass, then you get your full license. Whereas here you have like, it's a whole different system. Like I had to do one course where they just showed me how a motorcycle worked, and then I could get a motorcycle and start riding. And then I had an L plate, like a piece of plastic that has like an L on it. I have to put that on my bike.
What is that? That's like learner.
I have some restrictions. I can only go 90 instead of 100, and stuff like that. But after 3 months, I can get a P plate that's for practice, a red one, and then after passing another test, I can get a green P plate, and then after like 2 years or whatever, I get a full license. So that's you can start riding immediately. These are the things that you still have to learn. It's like, how does it work?
You figured it out for the first time.
Even now, when I start a business here now, what are the rules here? What are the different business types, entities, and these are all these little differences. But the difference between Germany and Australia wasn't that big. I think for you it was a lot different. Like I don't know how different it is from India to Australia.
I think culturally it was like a big difference for me. From like India to Australia.
Because India has a really unique culture.
It's like a really unique culture.
There's things that you see that you would never see here.
Exactly. So it was different. I think people moving in from like different parts of the world will have like different experiences. But it's just over time you start getting used to life and you start figuring things out, and you just got to like make your way, right? Yeah. Alright guys, so that was it. That was Leon's story of how he went from like being like a backpacker who moved from like Germany to Australia, and then he started his own like 7-figure online business, and now he's living here in Australia, living the dream, and he's really killing it, crushing it. He's really inspiration to like many people. Fuck yeah. So like leave a comment of what you thought in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you like Leon's story. Subscribe to this channel and subscribe to Leon's channel if you want more tips on like growing your business. Thanks Leon for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. And also like if you have any questions, just send it in the comments and
cool.
I'll reply to it.
Cool. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you soon.
See ya. See ya, mate.